Hey fellas, I haven't done really one of these before, but I felt it was the best way to explain what's been going on with me, some of the projects, and address some recent issues. First off, I just want to say thank you to all of you who have supported me through these few years. Couldn't have gone far without the huge support from my collaborators, friends, family, and you guys, of course. Now, that being said, let's get right to the update. For a long time, you guys have been seeing my Galaxy intro along with the awesome Basement Jaxx song in most of my videos. And after some thinking, as well as some things that you guys mentioned, I've been thinking of making a new intro for the channel. It's been a long-needed update, but it's also part of something big that I've kind of been planning, which I'm going to explain a little bit later. But, so yeah, I don't know when I'm going to release it yet, so I've already have a few intros made. I just need to decide what music to put with it and, basically which one kind of fits best for the channel. So I'll, of course, let you guys know when that's happening. Second thing I just want to update you guys on, of course, which is the big question everyone has asked, where is Injustice? Don't worry, it's still going to happen. It's not being canceled. There's just been a lot of setbacks. Actually, not a lot. There used to be a lot of setbacks. Now there's just a few setbacks. So, for example, the new VA I have for the two major characters in this series, one being a mayor and then the other being the main villain lead, he finally came back from vacation, and as promised, and he has promised me that he'll get all his lines done soon as he can. Now, unfortunately, I had to recast another major character due to the voice actor's constantly busy schedule, which I don't blame. Everyone has a life outside of stuff like university, a job, and maybe other machinima stuff. So, even though it was really hard losing this guy, it was understandable. So now I am currently holding auditions for the new character. I know a few people have already begun auditioning as of currently, but if you guys want the chance to play as this major character, feel free to contact me in my Skype, or of course give your Skype, and I can contact you and just give you the details there about the character. So, and then as for filming wise, it's been really hard getting some body actors on Halo 5. Because of course there's a huge population on Halo 5, and I've seen like a bunch of other directors get a ton of people in body acting sessions, but for us it's been quite difficult. So like me and Grumpy have been trying our best to get the prologue of Injustice out, because it's one of the few ones that has been fully voiced, so it's like ready to be filmed. It's not that long, only a couple body actors are needed, and yeah, so we are really desperate to get recording on that, and it would be great if some of you guys can come help and body act if you have Halo 5. Now, if that's the case and you're really willing to help, just type in your gamer tag for me and Grumpy to add you guys on Xbox One, or if you guys happen to have a Skype, you can also put that in too, and we can contact you with the details and the times that we're going to be recording. Since I am in university as of currently, it's going to be most likely weekend film days, and unless of course I have a day off or have days off, we will let you guys know. Just like if you can make it, then that's great. If you can't, that's fine, but we do appreciate any kind of help that we can get. So yeah, pretty much just don't worry, Injustice is still happening. There might be like a couple of other machinima shorts and maybe a mini series that's in the works that will kind of come before, but I'm going to try my best to try to get it out soon, me and Grumpy both. So we'll just see what happens, alright? But you guys would be the first to know when something's going on. And hopefully I can maybe get another trailer out so you guys just don't have to keep looking at that one teaser all the time. Now, the next thing I want to address is on a more important and serious matter. I unfortunately encountered some online drama early this week, which forced me to lose some people I considered as really good friends. Now, I'm not a person who likes to start drama or get involved in it, but sometimes there's just these occasions where I just get dragged into it. So, without going into too much detail and not giving any names, there was basically a really huge misunderstanding on multiple things, and when I tried my best to explain the truth, they just didn't see eye to eye, really. It was really unfortunate the way it ended because whenever drama like this happens, I always try my best to find a solution and, of course, again, explain myself, as many people advise me to do whenever I get in situations like this. And when I can't find a solution, it's best to just leave it. And that's pretty much what I did. It was just, again, really unfortunate considering that these people were people that I loved working with and I loved voicing with and doing some really cool, planning a lot of cool projects with them. And just through a series of misunderstandings and just, again, not seeing eye to eye, it just really fell apart. Again, really unfortunate, but it happens. Things like this can just happen and stuff. But one of the things that did come out of these events that happened during early this week was was the fact that because I collaborate with a lot of people like Grumpy and Italian Films, as well as some others in the past, what these guys kind of had the impression of, as well as some other people in the past, is that I'm using them. Now, this is what I really, really want to address. I do not use people, never have used people, and never will use people. Now, when the first Machinima Venom came out, I admitted to a lot of people that Deldor Infinity Chapter Studios was a huge, huge part of helping me get that story out to the public, mainly due to the fact that I lacked all the necessary equipment to do most of the work for Machinimas, as well as on top of the fact that I just was so inexperienced. This was like the first Machinima that first collaboration on a Machinima that I was ever doing. And when this guy helped, when we got in contact with each other, and he really helped me get it off the ground, it really sacrificed a lot of his time, something that I just feel really bad about. But at the same time, it was just because I didn't have the equipment and I just didn't know how the system worked back then. And of course, some people have judged me because of that, and I don't blame that. But at the same time, you guys have to understand that back then, I just had a lot of issues back then, and I wasn't into the game as much as all these other awesome people that were working on their machinimas and stuff. And so I thank him a lot for not only getting that machinima out, but also basically jump-starting my career for me. It's, again, he was just a really awesome person to work with. He helped me for a lot of things, even helped me do some like early voice reels. And that was just great, and I just loved working with him. And of course, even though he's not around as much anymore, I would still anytime help him with anything, because I owe him a lot to where I have come now. But now things have changed. Now that I've gained a lot of experience within the community and have now learned techniques from others, and now I do a lot of the work now for creating some of these machinimas. So I do some recording when I'm able to, writing, casting, voicing, handling body acting sessions, creating sets. So a lot of the major components that Deldor did for Venom, now I do them, with the exception of editing, which is the big problem that I currently have. And that's why I don't get as much content out. Like, on occasion, if I do, like, game nights and stuff, which I can only do, like, a little bit of editing for, that's not too bad. But with the machinimas themselves, I'm unable to edit those. Now the reason that is, and to be perfectly clear, I've been doing my best to find an editing system out there, not only that works with my laptop, but I can also obtain legally. Because I know some of you out there have suggested the idea of pirating it, but I'm not that kind of person. I know so many other directors have done that, like they pirate Sony Vegas or Adobe or blah 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 blah. But I just don't like it, and I rather work towards getting it. Now, of course, the reason that it's taking so long for me to obtain it is mainly because I have my full attention towards doing really well in university. As much as I love making machinima and playing games, my education is the highest importance to me. This is why I've collaborated with a lot of these talented people to create these awesome machinimas that all of you have seen. And in return for what they have done for me, not only have I highly credited them for their work, I've also been doing my best to help advertise their content and their talents. For example, Memorial, which was completely Grumpy's idea. This was something he had in the works for quite a long time, and of course he asked me to voice in it, but also just to help look through and maybe help with some of the writing. It was his baby. The idea came to me that not only he could upload on his channel, but I could upload on my channel too, as the first Mega Productions creation. This is when I decided that Mega Productions was no longer going to be an individual thing, but it was going to be a group thing where I get to work with all these really talented people, and they help me out, and of course they are able to post their content on too. And so and of course, originally, like, even though it kind of developed through the process, this was mainly to show everyone what Grumpy could do, because he's a very amazing artist and he deserves a lot more support on his channel. And the same goes for the purpose of Sharpshooter, my latest machinima that I directed with Italian Films, to be part of an extended universe called Cyber Frontier, which is, to my knowledge, the first machinima to be a sort of western, a space western, as he likes to call it. He's also a really talented individual like Grumpy, and he deserves a lot of support for what he has done. And he has like a lot of cool stuff that you should definitely check on his channel, him and Grumpy, I should say. So now, with that said, you can totally see that I'm not using anyone, because the people I work with, I consider amazing friends and like a second family, which I will continue to work with all sorts of future projects with them, and for, well, whenever I decide to retire, I guess. That's pretty much what I really wanted to point out there, because I know some people, and as well as what was discussed with some of the issues I had today, a lot of people kind of thought they saw, but it really isn't, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't do that. And even though I can understand how maybe people would feel that way from what they see, but that's not at all the case. We're all part of a group. We all like working together, and we're having a lot of fun. And even I've even talked to Grumpy and Italian, and they said that they're happy working with me. They do not feel like they're being used at all. They love doing this. They love making machinimas just like me and stuff like that, which is really great, and that's why I really consider them really good friends and really amazing, talented artists to work with. So, with all that said, that's pretty much what I wanted to discuss for this update. And I really hope you guys are looking towards the new channel intro, and of course the channel's machinima series, Injustice. For that, again, just to repeat, Mega Productions is no longer an individual, but a group of people willing to bring awesome stories to the life for you guys to watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all again soon.